Hawkeye, episodes 3, episodes 4. So I wouldn't he we weren't he we didn't do a show last week, which was the episode 3. But episode 4 came out, so we're just gonna do double. Might as well just I guess when might as well wait till the finale comes and just do 5 and 6. So might as well just do that instead of just doing episode
Yeah,
5.
yeah, it's kind of incredible how like fast paced the show is going, especially because they released the first 2 episodes, and I forgot that this is 6 again.
Yeah. Nick, give your kind of thoughts. What you think about episode 3 and 4 here, man?
Okay, episodes 3 and 4. I think if you had me putting Hawkeye as my favorite Disney Plus Marvel show a year ago, I would have slapped you. Especially in comparison to stuff like Loki, stuff like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which are 2 shows that I absolutely adored. I think here, this is doing something that Marvel, I don't think has done for a while, and going for that playful action tone. And something that is just really cool about this scene is the reminder that, hey, in case you forgot, Jeremy Renner is one hell of a fucking actor. Especially in episode 3, where they do play more around with Clint Barton's disability with his loss of his hearing. When they have this entire scene where he's talking to one of his kids, and he can't actually hear him, and it's heartbreaking. It was a very moving moment for me.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Disney Plus show. I think some of the special effects with episode 3, like they were doing a lot of the trick arrows there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think looked all that good. I thought the car chase, I thought it was shot well, but I didn't think it looked all that good in terms of special effects. I thought when they did the putty arrow, I thought that looked really bad. And I guess the more the tone they're going for is more of the Marvel kind of Netflix shows, a little bit more, kind of just more down to earth because you've dealt with mostly bigger kind of elements with these other Disney Plus shows, like WandaVision with her powers and her abilities, Loki, going all these different dimensions and everything like that.
And Falcon and the Winter Soldier going more into the dark spy espionage kind of tone.
Yeah, and when the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was like, whoa! It was like, this looks like
it was like what? It was like you could put this up to any of the like Marvel Studios films, and the effects in there are on par, if not just on par with, or if not better than.
Yeah, it was like when Falcon opened up and Falcon's gliding through the air. I was like, whoa, this looks really really good. And so I thought some of the stuff didn't kind of look all that good. And I think what's good about this series, though, is, like you said, Jeremy Renner. And, like, he's just a guy. He really is just a guy just trying to make it. He doesn't have the backing of, like, at least Sam, even though he's just a guy, he's got the backing of the government, kind of. And he's got the shield, and he's got Bucky with him. Like, Hawkeye's just really kind of in it, they're kind of fighting stuff himself. And with the addition of Kate Bishop, played by Haley Steinfeld, and you see kind of him. He has to go to a Walgreens, pick up some Band-Aids, some alcohol. Very much of like what you saw with Daredevil. He always was wrapped in bandages. He had to be tended to. He has to grab stuff from the freezer, tape it on himself. You know what I mean, to help heal his wounds. So I thought stuff like that was really really good. And I know people always complain about Marvel comedy and everything, but this is supposed to be that. This is supposed to be an action comedy show. Shane Blackish.
Yeah, with a lot of the complaints, I can kind of see it how jokes like that kind of come out of nowhere and they can distract from the tone. But here, that's what they're going for. That's the intention of this show. It's to be this kind of like semi-grounded but still kind of serious action comedy, very akin to Shane Black's work, stuff like Lethal Weapons, stuff like Die Hard, or similar to stuff like that.
Yeah. And I think their relationship, Jeremy Renner has with Haley Steinfeld works really well. I think they bounce off each other very very well.
Yeah, the highlight of their dynamic to me is episode 4, where Renner's kind of hiding out. Clint Barton's kind of like licking his wounds, and Kate Bishop has empathy, seeing that, hey, he's away from his family, so I'm gonna bring Christmas to him. And it's this very cute, very fun sequence that just explores their dynamic. And it was a sequence that I had a smile on my face the entire time I was watching it. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, it's very good. And I mean, in introducing this kind of baddie, bad guy they're facing, and Echo, who's going to get
yeah."
her own
Who?
spinoff.
Yeah, Alako Cox, who is a deaf, disabled actor. She is incredible, and this is another case of this is her first on-screen role, and she is crushing it.
Yeah, she be acting her ass off with them hands. Some hands are stern. You know exactly what she means. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, she does a pretty good job. She's getting her own
Yeah,
spinoff show.
she carries so much emotion and intensity without, well, by nature of who she is as a performer, by necessity. But she is crushing it. She is very expressive, even with her use of sign language.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of very nice. They have this kind of person to go against. And so, this is also going to be a little bit of spoilers, but most people have already kind of seen it out there already. Do you think Kingpin will actually show up in the show, or do you think that was the only thing we're going to see?
I think if he shows up, it'll probably be like an end credit stinger of the series finale. And that's a big fucking if.
Yeah.
Because I saw it too in the third episode. You see like this guy in a all black suit. You hear a laugh. That is that if gun to my head sounds very similar to Vincent D'Onofrio,
Yeah.
but until he is on screen in character, he is not showing up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I stand with it.
There's been some leaked stuff that reportedly, like, he's going to be, like, in a fat suit, and there's going to be, like, CGI added to stuff. And,
he just looks like the Into the Spider-Verse version of the character, just like...
Yeah. Which I don't understand why you would even need to do, because Vincent D'Onofrio is a big guy. Like, he's already a pretty big guy.
He's a big guy, and his performance as Wilson Fisk on Daredevil, it's one of the greatest villain performances in, I don't think, just not only superhero TV, but just TV in general. I think every season that he was featured prominently on in Daredevil, there is an argument that he deserved a Best Supporting Actor nomination from the Golden Globes or the Emmys.
Yeah, I thought he did a very strong job. And then Vincent D'Onofrio, I mean, he's not good at, holding his cards close to his vest, because he's all like, yeah, this Hawkeye show, it's pretty good. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, this dude who's
like, quit teasing us, you son of a bitch, Justin.
Yeah, he's like, this dude who came out of nowhere and grabbed this girl's cheek. Wow, this dude's really good. I wonder who this is. Yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's going to come back maybe in this. Like I said, maybe they'll do series finale. Maybe.
I think if it isn't him, maybe they could do Tombstone. Because that's something that a Spectacular Spider-Man did very well. They worked around kind of the rights issues, so they pretty much had Tombstone be the stand-in for the Kingpin.
Yeah, but they don't have to worry about that anymore, since they already kind of did their thing, so they don't have to really worry about that.
Yeah, but how long ago was this whole series filmed before the rights reverted back?
That's true. Yeah. We'll see though. I don't know. I mean, it's so short though. 6 episodes. Like, I'm surprised it's only 6. Like, it seems like it's so short. Maybe maybe we should have did 8 or something like that, just to flesh some more stuff out. Because
and that's kind of a common critique I have with a lot of the Marvel Disney Plus shows is, even though on paper, like, okay, you're packing everything into 6 episodes, there is a lot of interesting ideas that I want to see explored more, whether it be in this show or another spinoff. But I think this is a case where you could justify 8 or even maybe 10 episodes.
Yeah. Because, so another big spoiler that happened, this was in episode 4. Another big thing was Elena Belova.
Our girl's back.
Yeah, she comes up. She shows
our
up.
Girl, the girl with the vibranium spine that carried Black Widow.
Yeah, which I completely forgot she's supposed to show up in the show. So when he was fighting this person on the roof, I was like, who is he fighting on the roof? I was like, oh right, yeah, she's supposed to be in this show. Yeah, so I was kind of, yeah, and then she kind of showed. Did you think it was kind of underwhelming the way she showed up?
Not really, because just thinking on what I know about that character, just thinking about what I know about that character from Black Widow, would she have approached that situation any differently? Because she is manipulated into thinking that Clint Barton killed Nat. So of course she wouldn't like do this big confrontation. She just lurk out of the shadows and fuck him up.
Yeah, but you don't really see anything like of a person stalking, Clint and watching his movements beforehand. You know what I mean? I don't think you see anything like that
Maybe
before.
the dude. Remember, she was a Black Widow, and we saw Nat's skills, and we saw a lot of her in Black Widow. Maybe she's just that good.
She's so good, she's evading the audience even seeing her. Maybe. And it was kind of fun. Florence Pugh, she was on Instagram. She was watching the show, and she put on Instagram, and she was kind of watching the whole fight, and she was kind of narrating through it, which was cute. It was very fun. And then I heard Instagram blocked her for that.
Yeah, which is fucked up.
Yeah. So
Yeah, fucked up reporting the actor that is in the fucking show
yeah.
for spoilers, which, come on, the second the show airs, it is going to be all over the internet. That is just the nature of the beast now. Like, remember how many, like, memes came out seconds after every episode of Game of Thrones finished?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that was kind of a shame, but it was nice, seeing her, have fun watching it and everything like that.
Yeah, I feel like because a fair share of actors who have been in Marvel, they've kind of as time went on, kind of like regretted doing it, kind of had like a lot of words to say about how Marvel does things, and it's nice to see someone who's just happy to be there
Yeah,
and happy to play this character and play in this sandbox that is the Marvel universe.
yeah. Did you see what Marissa Tomei said? See what she
Come on, every actor who played Aunt May kind of hates playing Aunt May.
Yeah, she was doing an interview, and they were like, "Yeah, so it's probably fun playing Aunt May, right? Being in this universe." She was like, "Yeah, I guess." I mean, what led you to do this role? She was like, I listened to my agent for once. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I mean, you could just do the Alfred Molina thing. Oh, for me, it's all about the money.
Yeah, what I mean. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, a lot of these actors, it's a job. A job. You come do it. Get a good check.
We forget. I think we forget a lot of times because we're nerds. A lot of us are fans of this. That's kind of like our dream. And when you're an actor, it's work.
Yeah, yeah, it's work and it's a job, and you know what I mean. You just kind of want to get the check real quick, and kind of be done. Yeah, you don't want to deal with all this nerd shit and asking all these, ask these questions about is your character going to show up in this, and you doing a whole promotion for another movie. They're asking you about this other thing. It's like I'm here to talk about this, but okay, whatever. So yeah, that
can yeah. Remember like the 4 years between Batman v Superman and Justice League. Every single interview was Ben Affleck getting asked about the Batman.
Yeah,
every single one, which I don't want to speculate, but may or may not have contributed to his relapse.
Yeah. But yeah, he's looking good now. I saw him. He was at the Laker game. I think they were playing. What was it? Who were they playing?
Shit. If going through a relapse means I get with Ana de Armas and then J-Lo back to back,
yeah,
sign me up.
Yeah, absolutely. He was having a good time at the Laker courtside with Jennifer Lopez. Lakers are ass, but whatever. He was there with Jennifer Lopez though. Hey, what's going on there, X7? How are you? How are you, man? Hey, thanks for joining us, man. We're just talking about the newest episodes of Hawkeye here. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta wait till the show's done to see where I would say about where it would rank with the Disney Plus shows. But I do like
me as well. But as it stands right now, this is probably the most I've looked forward to seeing the next episode.
Yeah. And I do like the smaller nature of it. I do like the more grounded nature of it, the street level nature of it, which I think is very good and very fun.
Yeah. I like we're exploring the street level stuff because that's a side of Marvel that we don't get a lot. I like seeing stuff on the smaller scale, which is something that the Netflix shows were going for and were tied into until Scott Buck and Iron Fist came in and fucked up the whole scheme.
Yeah. Glad to hear you're doing great there, X7. Did you see Resident Evil, by the way? Did you see that yet? I know you're a huge Resident Evil guy. I wonder if you did get a chance to see that yet. Let me know if you did. Let me know your thoughts on that. Yeah. It's finally them getting a chance to rectify, what they kind of did with ending the Marvel Netflix shows, and then seeing where they can kind of take the pieces. It's like, okay, well, you did some good stuff here. Let's see what we can work with, which would be kind of fun to watch. Which we're going to get into later with the whole Charlie Cox news. Yeah, so I think, yeah, solid episodes 3 and 4. Of course, there's the eventual, they have to break up as a team and then get back together. You know what I mean? There's always that eventual thing that happens in buddy movies. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
common.
the breakup and then eventual reconciliation that happens in both buddy films and romantic comedies, as they do.
Yep, that happens. Got to always put that in there. So that's very conventional. Yeah, I mean, it was very nice to hear Vera Farmiga talking to her about, what I mean, talking to Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye about like, yeah, I mean, just kind of stay away from my daughter. You know what I mean? Like, stuff that happens is real world consequences to this superhero stuff, and I don't kind of want my daughter mixed up in that. And then immediately after
and
that, does a
and
mission.
as it and as it's so much fun to see Tony Dalton be in more stuff, especially off of Better Call Saul, where he is incredible as Lalo Salamanca.
Yeah. And I thought that was a kind of good moment between all three of them when they were talking about, him not using aphorisms, right? You know what I mean? I thought that was kind of cute. That was a good moment there. So, yep, we'll come back with the season finale of the show. We'll review that, unless maybe something big happens in maybe episode 5, maybe. Like if the Kingpin shows up in that, well, maybe we'll talk about that.